Yes, I have my umbrella. Who knows if that'll be edited in or out. So here we are, and we are walking towards Times Square. And a little thing I've learned about GoPro is that the screen tends to go on and off, and it's not quite clear whether it's cutting off from recording or whether it's just pausing. I don't know. And if any of you out there are using the Hero GoPro 8 or any version of the Hero GoPro, I greatly appreciate any comments that you have about how you use it and how it's working for you. And you know, I'm really open to like any suggestions about, like, you know, the controls, if you found like a trick that really works for you. And also I wanted to state that thankfully I've been learning that there are these like stabilizers that can actually give a more fluid walk. I am a bouncy walker. I've always been a bouncy walker, and so therefore I realize that when I walk it's not super smooth. And if anybody suffers from vertigo, maybe it's not a good thing to watch. I'm not really joking. I was watching the footage the other day and I found that it can be kind of jarring, the bouncy walk. What I can tell you is that I got to be like an extra on Bobby Flay a couple of years ago, and it was really fascinating. The cameraman had this piece of equipment that looked like a spider that was enveloping him, and as he would film Bobby Flay and the contestants, the way he bent his knees and the way he walked in a circle, and the fluidity that he had in his movement, plus the equipment that suspended the camera, you know, it takes something to really get that fluid and smooth movement to doing photography. But as I was rambling on the other day, which hasn't yet made it to YouTube, but whenever you start something new, sometimes you kind of just got to go with it, and you got to make all the mistakes, and you got to be okay with like that word, like failure, like the failure to make it completely smooth, or the failure to understand right away why the camera turns on and off. And I think like learning is fascinating, because as a lifetime learner, we are always going to realize all that we don't know. So like, if you learn what you learn and you're like, okay, I know that, well, that's good. But the more that you learn what you thought you knew, you might have not known as well as you thought you knew it. And then you learn about the things that you don't know. And then you learn about things maybe even that you didn't want to know. But in lifelong learning, there is the need to always be able to take those risks of being at a state of complete, like, oh my gosh, I really don't understand, right? Like, more than like for me, when I really don't understand something, the first level comes like frustration. Like, why don't I understand and everybody else understands? And then the second realization is, oh, well, they understand because maybe they spent 400 hours with that camera. So of course they understand because they watched YouTube videos, they talked to their friends, they got in chat groups. And then, yeah, the reason they understand is because they spent a lot of time with that subject matter that at first they knew nothing. And somebody that I will mention quite a bit is Marie Forleo, because her very exciting phrase is, everything is figure-outable. And so whenever we come up against a situation where we're feeling really frustrated, like this weekend in particular, now by the time I get this on YouTube, I don't know what weekend it will be, but this weekend in particular, I have a problem to solve. And of course, instead of being there with the problem right now, I left the problem at home, and now I'm taking a walk because it is snowing and because it is beautiful out. So the problem will be there tonight, and I will deal with the problem. But let's think about a problem, any problem. What does the problem do for us, or what does it do to us? Because I love Tony Robbins' phrase where he says, life is happening for us, not to us. But I don't know about any of you, but I find that when a problem comes, it feels like life is happening to us, not for us. So this particular problem today that I need to solve. Now, I'm not going to go into the details about the particular problem. I just want to talk about problems in general. So a problem causes like a pain point. So the problem comes and it pushes the button, and it's like you have pain around this issue. Then there's the point of reaction. So how do we react to the problem, right? So the problem comes, it pokes us, and it hurts. And then how we react will make the difference to the next steps in the problem solving. The next steps are looking at how to solve the problem. So if we say, oh gosh, sorry about the umbrella. If we stay in the reactionary point of, this is an awful problem, this problem makes me sad, this problem makes me upset, this problem is awful, right? If we stay in the reactionary state, it doesn't help to solve the problem. So what do you do when you have a problem? Well, first you put on your GoPro and you take a walk. I have a place I need to go today, so I thought, well, let's put the GoPro on and let's walk there because I gotta go there anyway. First, you take a moment to get outside or do whatever you think you need to do to calm down whatever the reaction may or may not have been. Clear your head. And also, many problems require that we are at our computer or we're with a notebook, you know, old school notebook style, write down your list, attack that list. So first, take a moment to do something to clear your head. Secondly, you want to get with your notebook or your computer and clear the area, right? So clear whatever your area is, your desk, your working area. Put on a pot of tea or coffee, whatever it is that you feel will help you in solving this problem. Make sure to tell people in your life that you can't talk to them for however long it takes. So hopefully you are fortunate enough to be surrounded by people who will respect this time as you solve this problem and not take offense by it. And then, as my mom says, go ahead and say a prayer before you get started. So I am in the third part of this whole problem solving. I have a problem. I did react. The tears did flow. And now I'm taking a walk to clear my head, maybe to have a little bit of fun. Yeah, maybe to have a little bit of fun. And then this evening, I will start to resolve this problem with a beautiful pot of tea. I think I'm going to choose one called Red Africa. from, I think it's from TWG from London. I mean, of course, if you know about tea, everybody in London drinks tea. I think the Queen takes her tea like between 4 and 4:30. But tea actually, of course, is not coming from England. Not that I know of. You know, it's coming from India or China or somewhere else. So this particular tea company, I really like their loose leaf teas, TWG. Pretty sure it's TWG. And it has a yellow packaging, and it's right in the center of London. It's a big store. And I was there last year. I mean, not last year, the year before, and I discovered this beautiful tea. And this one is called Red Africa. It's a very smooth flavor, and as far as I can see, there's no caffeine. So it's, I think, more of an infusion. So a lot of different red fruits, and I find it a very soothing flavor. Oh gosh, and another tea company that I really love is Palais du Thé, which I think is a French company, and they have the Hammam, and the Hammam Palais du Thé is absolutely phenomenal. I have remembered it, and I have thought about it for probably more than 15 years. And any products that I mention so far, I am talking about them because I personally